Alright, we are going to talk about the last way of solving systems. We solve by graphing, which we can see is on there right now. We solve by substitution and by our last method, elimination. Same concept, right? Our concept is if we can get rid of one of the variables, we can solve for the other. That's what we did with substitution, and now we're going to do it with elimination. And this first problem is tailor-made for this. We have 2x minus 4y equals negative 10, and 3x plus 4y equals 5. And notice, negative 4y and 4y, right? What do we notice about the coefficients of the y's? Negative 4 is the opposite of 4. They're opposites. And if we were to add those together, they would cancel out. 0. Right? If we were to add those together, they're the sum of opposite numbers are 0. I'm not going to write the y. We just know that to be true. So let's go ahead and add them. All right, let's do it. If I said 2x minus 4y equals negative 10, and then I added the other equation, it's okay to do because of this equal sign. I'm technically adding the same thing to both sides, and I'm preserving equality. So if I go 2x plus 3x, I go 5x. If I go negative 4y plus y, I get 0, and negative 10 plus 5 is 5. And what that allows us to do is solve for x now, right? I mean, if I divide by 5, we get 5x equals 5. And, oh, that's negative 5. 5x equals negative 5. Divide by 5, I get x equals negative 1. And then we can take either equation. Let's take this one. 3x plus 4y equals 5. And we'll plug in our x value. 3 times negative 1 plus 4y equals 5. Negative 3 plus 4y equals 5. Or 4y, if I add 3 to both sides, is 8. And I get y is 2 for an answer of negative 1, 2. Now, how do we know when both sides of two equations were added, the resulting sums were equal? How do you know that when both sides, well, it's because, right? And here's what they're asking. I mean, how do we know we add 5 here and 3x plus 4y here that they're equal? Well, literally we're adding the same thing to both sides. All right. So I'm going to say because of the addition property of equality. How could you check your solution? Substitute values for x and y back into two equations. Both of those equations. Alright. It has been, well, it looks like 3 minutes. So I'm going to keep going. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Alright. So now they have given us the steps. Alright. For the simple ones. Alright. So this is the elimination method. Add or subtract the equation to eliminate one variable. Alright. Then solve for the other variable. Well, I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do this one. Ready? I am going to do this. I'm going to cross off their way. Alright. So I'm going to stay with adding. Whenever you notice this, alright, whenever you notice they have the same coefficient, just multiply one of them by negative 1. And if I rewrite that in, I've got 2x plus 6y equals 6, and negative 2x plus y equals 8. And then we add them. And when we do, one of the variables is going to go away, the x's, because they're opposite, which gives me 7y equals 14, and we've solved y equals 2. I'm going to circle it. Alright. Then it says substitute the value back into either original equation. So I'm going to substitute back into 2x plus 6y equals 6. So I plug this 2 in for y. 2x plus 6 times 2 equals 6. 2x, well, 6 times 2 is 12 equals 6. Subtract 12. 2x equals negative 6 and x equals negative 3. Write the solution. So I've got negative 3, 2. Alright, we've done it. Look, one page done. Alright. This says to check by graphing. I am not going to check by graphing. I'm going to take those two equations, and here they are. We've got 2x plus 6y equals 6. And we had 2x minus y equals negative 8. I'm going to plug in for both of them. My x equals negative 3 and my y equals 2. Not too many people check this by graphing, so I'm not going to. That gives me 2 times negative 3 plus 6 times 2, which is negative 6 plus 12, which is 6, and we have that still equal to 6 right there. That worked. 2 times negative 3, negative y, negative 2 equals negative 8. Negative 6 minus 2 equals negative 8. Negative 8 equals negative 8, and we've checked it out. Alright. Can system A be solved by subtracting one of the original equations? I'm just going to say yes. And we'll talk about this. I'm going to keep you with adding. I think it takes some of the confusion for people out. So let's just go ahead and do this guy right here. We got 2 examples we're going to do. I'm going to end this after this and do the final video. Hopefully we can get the rest of it done on one. We're at about 6 minutes and we're going to do these problems. You ready? I'm going to start off with these. My y's are opposite, so I'm adding them. 2x and 3x are 5x. My y's cancel out. Negative 24 and 14 are negative 10. If I divide by 5, look at that. I've got x equals negative 2. I'm going to circle it. I'm going to write that original equation. 2x plus 5y equals negative 24. I'm going to plug in a negative 2. 2 times negative 2 plus 5y equals negative 24. Right? We got negative 4 plus 5y equals negative 24. Add 4 to both sides. 5y equals negative 20. Divide by 5. Y equals negative 4. So I got a solution. Negative 2, negative 4. And I'm going to plug it back into the other equation and check it. I'm going to plug it into 3x minus 5y equals 14. It's a lot of work, but it's not super hard. 3 times negative 2 minus 5 times negative 4 equals 14. 6. Negative 6, sorry. Negative 6 plus 20 equals 14, and that works. 14 does equal 14. So I'm going to state the steps as we go through this last one. All right. First step is to add them. Now, remember what I told you. If they don't add, we can multiply 1 by negative 1. So this is 3x plus 2y equals 5, and this would be negative x minus 2y equals 1. So first step was to add. If I add that, I get 2x. That cancels out. That's 6. And then solve for a step 3. Then it says to plug this back into one of those and get your other solutions. So I'll plug it back into the original. I'm going to underline the one I'm plugging in. 3 times 3 plus 2y equals 5, which is 9 plus 2y equals 5. Subtract 9 from both sides. I'll write it. We have 2y equals negative 4 and y equals negative 2. Write my ordered pair, 3, negative 2, and let's go ahead and check it. I'm going to plug into x plus 2y equals negative 1. X is 3 plus 2 times negative 2, which is 3 minus 4 equals negative 1. And you know what? It does. It does equal negative 1. We're done. So when we do this, we should use our notes. And we're going to get into special systems next, but I'm going to stop there. That was literally the first like 3-4 pages. I think 3 pages. So we've gone through 3 of them, and I'll talk to you soon.